to clone your repo? Where do you want to save it on your computer? Sorry about that. I missed that. This step is very, very important. So I missed that one. But yeah, decide first, where do you want to clone your repo on your computer? Where can you save it? For me, I'm going to save it in my document. So then I can do this using the command line as well, but I will use a command called cd. Cd basically means create a directory, I think so. So then I will say cd into my document like this, into my document, as you can see. And now I've entered my document, as you can see here. And then I'm going to basically, in my document, I'm going to create a directory, right? So I'm going to use another command that says mkdir. It is basically, I'm trying to create a folder in my document, okay? Because I'm already into my documents, right? Then I'm going to use another command, mkdir, basically saying make a folder. Then I'm going to give the folder a title. So because my project, as I showed you earlier on GitHub, my project, for example, is about the e-commerce website, this e-commerce project. So I can create a folder that says e-com platform. Or if you have a real actual project or title, maybe it's for a client, maybe you're working on a project for a client or whatever, just make sure you use you name your folder something that is professional, okay, that is descriptive of what you're trying to do for the client or for your own personal project. So I'm going to say mkdir, meaning make directory. That's what it means, meaning create a folder. mkd inside the document. Okay, so ecom platform. Then I'm going to press enter. And now, if I move away from that and I go into my document, right? Let me show you what I'm doing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I go into my document, you will see. Oh, apologies again. Apologies. See what the mistake I made. The mistake I made is I didn't create when I was creating this when I was creating this folder, I left a space between these names, which meant it created two folders. As you can see here, it created ecom and platform, which is an error. As you can see, guys, I'm still learning, but that's a silly mistake that I made there. But don't make that mistake. I'm going to create another folder, right? I'm going to mkdir. I'm going to basically create another folder, but I'm going to make sure platform. I'm going to make sure that I don't leave a space between the name because I want to create one folder. When you leave a space between the name, it basically creates two folders. But I'm going to put a dash between the name and it's going to create just one folder. And once I press enter, you will actually see it. It will appear here. So let me press enter. You see? Now that's the folder we just created. That's what we're going to store our repo in. That's what we're going to clone our repo inside. So now let me go back to the command line. Let me actually clear this. Using the clear command basically just clears the code. It doesn't delete anything. It just basically refreshes the code and gives you a clean command line to work with. So I'm going to clear that. Then I'm going to cd. Remember, cd means create directory. It basically goes into the folder. So I want to go into the folder that I just created. So I'm going to say cd ecom. Right. Instead of me typing the full name of the folder I just created, I'm going to type just half of the name. Then I'm going to press the tab button. Oops, made an error there. Let me clear that again and do it properly. So cd, I'm going to go ecom, then I'm going to press tab like that. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Then what it's going to do for me is once I press enter, it's going to go inside the folder, and you're going to see it's going to turn yellow and appear at the top where the document is. So you see, now I'm inside this folder here. I'm inside the ecom folder. So now let's go back to GitHub, and then let's copy this code. This, remember, you need the SSH keys. Just copy that, as you can see. Go back into the command line, and then we want to use the command that I talked about earlier, git clone, then paste that code by its side, like that. So now what this is going to do is it's going to clone that uh the project, the repo that I created on GitHub, where the README file is. Remember, this one is going to clone that to my local computer. Remember, we used the command git clone, and then we posted the SSH code. So now if I press enter, it's going to clone it. As you can see, it's cloning and it's done. It's quickly. Sometimes it takes 10, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe, depending on how slow or how fast your computer is. But don't worry, it's going to get it done. So now it's done. So now if I show you, if I go into my folder, into the ecom folder, double click, and you can see my repo, it's there. It's amazing. When I like I said, guys, I'm still learning how to code, but when my teacher was showing me all this and I was seeing it in front of me, like, oh wow, it just blew my mind. And like I said, this is one of the things that I've quickly picked up, using Git and GitHub. So, and I'm still learning, but I've learned HTML, CSS, and